So it's actually State of the Nation on True FM 96.1. 2.5 hours. It is another edition, and I'm your presenter. Magdalene will join us later on, and then I will take my exit until Monday, God willing. Yes, but Lord, I thought you told us that we will eat the fruit of our land. I thought you told us that we are all equal. I thought, Lord God, you told us this glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. It is on Thursday, the 6th day of June 2024. Of course, we are in the month of fathers, not those who leave the kids and run away. Leave the kids and run away. But with all this, let's just take a quick break and we'll come back. We hear our commercials, and then we give you the lineup on this edition today. Something over you. Not everyone you love will stay. Not everyone you trust will grow. I don't care about those people. The world to me. I'm still doing this. Someone is not being real. Give people time. Give people space. Don't beg anyone to stay. Let them roam. What's meant for you will always be yours. I feel so much better when people don't know where I am and what I'm doing. You may not be able to control every situation and time, but you can control your attitude and how you feel. Feel good. You'll come back to an unexpected way. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Remember that some things have to end for better things to begin. If you're rejected, accept it. If you're unloved, they choose something over you. Not everyone you love will stay. Everyone you trust will grow. I don't care about the world to me. I'm still doing this stuff. Follow the right way. Someone is not being always speak out. Give people time. Give people space. Don't beg anyone to stay. Let them roam. What's meant for you will always be yours. I feel so much better when people don't know where I am and what I'm doing. You may not be able to control every situation and time, but you can control your attitude and how you feel. Feel good. You'll come back to you in unexpected ways. Remember that some things have to end for better things to begin. Okay, I don't know whether those wise words are actually mean any good to you. If you find yourself in such situation, well, you gotta move on. Man, hit your chest and say, if you can be, myself can be. The only precious thing that you should protect is life. Because if it leaves you, man, you're not going to fight back. 1 year ago, I walked into the mortuary at JFK and saw the lifeless body of my junior brother. And I called him 3 times. And he never answered me. He never. Then was the moment I realized I left us no more in him. So, if you have the life in you, hey, Why do you worry? Especially if you don't cease in prayer. Anyway, let's hear from our commercial partners. We will come back for a fascinating presentation this afternoon on State of the Nation. My name is Kolba Siafa, and that will join us later. EcoBank, no one does it like EcoBank. What happened to you so I'm talking about those coffee first tomorrow morning. And today is Sunday, I finish and get buzzing. But that problem there at all. It's possible you can still pay it tomorrow. You know that you might not know. I'm not joking. You get heavy, just me know. Yeah, you let me ask you, have you heard about Evergreen Money Emergency Number? You start just didn't know. I'm telling you, I need to pay my money tomorrow morning first thing. If they bill will be way down o'clock, they can't help me. But you're not even going to the bank town. All you have to do is to dial *326# and request for 50% of your salary. You will pay Everbank back within 30 days, and the interest at only 3%. The money will be sent to your account in a minute, and you can use your ATM card to withdraw it from any Everbank ATM. You mean how can you see it? Oh yes, instantly. I mean in a minute. But to you, Everbank that baby. So, what baby? Everbank can make things happen sharp for any money emergency. Just dial *326# and help yourself out. Everbank, a Pan African bank. What's about Orange Liberia? What are you waiting for? Man, Orange does it like nobody else does it. Nobody. You get 80-minute call on 80 minutes call on a dollar card, and the highest in town off net, that is calling different network. You know when the GSM companies came in town, sometimes 2000, if you are with this one, you couldn't call the other one. That was complete nonsense. And then the Liberian people stood up and said, this is nonsense and is unacceptable. Then was Orange. Then was Second, which transitioned into Orange. Broke the tie. Said now you can call any GSM company using our services. So more off net, that is calling other GSM company, than any other can do it with 80-minute call on net. What else should we do for you, Dan? They cry, you cry. Oh, as soon as the people came, scratch card went to 120 or 220. You didn't even realize that you're talking more now than ever before. So on today's presentation, we'll talk to our Maryland County correspondent, Rashford Gardiner. Rashford is saying there is a sour relationship developing between the District 3 representative of Maryland County and the superintendent of the same county over the abolition of illicit gold mining in the county. We'll also talk to the head of the communication unit at the Liberia Immigration Service. I'm told that they are distributing telephones around, coded telephones. For what reason, she's going to tell us. And then we will talk to George Stewart. George was here yesterday. We talked lengthily on the behavior of media community and what we expect maybe between now and 5 years from now. The professionals are under threat they're not being paid. If you are not bootlickers, you are not bootlicker, you are a blackmailer, and those are the languages politicians are listening to. The last time Martin Colley had a post, he said Frank Sinwula is his journalist of the year. And who doubts that? Man, this is the man who has been turned upside down. Sometimes offer a government job just to silence him. He said, no. You know, I'm one of those who believe in the philosophy of the late Muhammad Sekou Toure of Guinea. When he was gaining independence, he said, and I quote, "We'd rather eat dry rice in peace than chicken thigh in slavery." So no wonder why this man continued to shine, because he's impenetrable. He can't penetrate him. So nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. The media, even to the extent, even as far as the greener pasture, those who left from here went from greener pasture. The AJA, Library Journalists Association in the US, the president resigned, Pee Wee Besa. The vice president resigned, Kadiatu. They all resigned to take a government job here and left the union without leadership. The board had to appoint the Secretary General Joey Kennedy to be officer in charge. That is the media we have on hand, whether on the ground or off the ground. But we're getting there. We're finding solutions. One of the solutions is we have to keep training people. So Josh is back. We are organizing, besides the agriculture symposium, we are organizing a strategic communication training course for public relations officers assigned at various government agencies or NGO or private companies. So this year we're going to expand on that a little bit. And then today, from 4 to 5, it is the anti-drug hour. Unfortunately, something is not good at all. Something is not good at all. Let me give you a few sound bites of what happened on Monday at the DEA office. Let me just do this one. Listeners' discretion is seriously advised. Listeners' discretion is seriously advised because there are some unpalatable words used by the two government officials or the three government officials. So we advise seriously. It's graphic. But we just want to tell you how we sit here in our own weak ways. We've allotted over 300 broadcast hours to fight drugs in this country. No one single policy maker has come to tell us thank you. From last administration to this one. But we continue to work with them. Like today, we will be having the experts on the table to discuss our own ways in fighting drugs. But this is what happened on Monday. Okay, those are sayings from the headquarters of the Drug Enforcement Agency on Monday. We got video, we got audio, and we will use it as sound bite on our presentation today on how we all can fight. Man, we all are human. We might have slipped. The video that I saw, man, I don't know. I don't know why government officials behave this way. I don't know. I'm one of those, I can walk shoulder high, head high, and walk into the compound of the Liberia Broadcasting System because I serve them with diligence, with respect for my subjects and my seniors or my bosses. How many bosses if I had one? The Director General, Legible Rennie. All of a sudden, man, all the big shots, all our friends are now all big shots. They don't take calls. David Kodisi, I should start announcing. No, it's not me complaining. I know where we can meet. They don't return text messages. Today is June 6th. We are in the 6th month of the year. So we have 5 years, 6 months. The same way we told the people that the 6th year was moving at an exponential level. Who told you it would not be this one? Since it's a natural occurrence. Anyway, let's take a break to be right back. When we come, we go strictly to Harper, Maryland County. If you're rejected, accept it. If you're unloved, let go. If they choose someone or something over you, not everyone you love will stay. Not everyone you trust. I don't care about those people who don't want to be my friend. I love people who meant the world to me, and I'm still doing this. Feeling when someone is not being real with you, he never lies. Always speak how you feel and never be sorry. Give people time. Give people space. Don't beg anyone to stay. Let them roam. What's meant for you will always be yours. I feel so much better when people don't know where I am and what I'm doing. You may not be able to control every situation and its outcome, but you can control your attitude and how you feel. Do good, it will come back to you in unexpected ways. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Remember that some things have to end for better things to begin. Get the best of news, views, and entertainment on Truth FM 96.1. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. This station rules the nation. Get the best of news, views, and entertainment on Truth FM 96.1. I am born of God, and I know who I am. I've been bought by His blood. All the things made new. If you knew me before, I'm no longer the same. My words speak I am. He's in Christ's grace. He's working for me. Okay, so let's bring this one down and go to the Liberia Immigration Service. Laurie Massacre Page is the spokesperson of the Immigration Service. Laurie, good afternoon to you. Okay, good. How is the airlines this evening, this afternoon? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm hearing that the leadership under Councillor Steve Zago is distributing coded telephone, that mobile phones to senior staff. What is it for? Is it true? And if it is true, what is it for?
Yes, the administration of the Nigerian Immigration Service has begun the distribution of its operational cell phones to young officers of
What is it for? Distribution of phones should not be used any longer, especially smartphones. But since it is the first of its kind, at the LIS, tell us how is it going to change the operation of the LIS?
for the past 2 years, but this is the to see the distribution of security coded cell phones to officers of the airlines.
Okay, so tell me, how is it going to be used?
Exactly, the phone that is being distributed is intended just for operational immigration officers, and it's meant to enhance communication at the airlines across the country. And we also use the Motorola, but this operational line is intended to boost communication with the airlines at the border from headquarters and to the counties. And it moves from the Commissioner General to his deputy officers.
So, if I got you correctly, you're trying to replicate what is in the Liberia National Police. They got a uniformed number, like one I remember, 077 800 130. That's it. Yes. It's orange, right? As long as it's orange, we don't have any problem with that, especially with this platform. So when is it going to be? When the use is going to be officially underway? Is it on now? So what is the Commissioner General's number? My cousin. You 0300. So if I die 0300, I'm calling on unit 300. That's good. And what's about the director of Abraham Dolly? What is his called? Okay. Okay. So what is yours? U324. So you from 300, you are 24 down the line. Excellent. Our greetings, our gratitude, our regards at the Commissioner General and his team. Please extend our greetings to him. Okay, that's Laurie Massacre Page, the spokesperson or spokeswoman of the Liberia Immigration Service. This is State of the Nation. This is State of the Nation. Let me take this break, then we bring in our guests. Mama, the way I can do radio basic, and I'm good. Oh. No, that is. Where's Josh? Grace is actually working for me. It is 7 minutes after 3 o'clock. Let me go to Studio 2 to talk to Josh Stewart. Josh, good afternoon to you. And man, we had a wonderful time yesterday scrutinizing the media of a potential explosive situation if we don't mind ourselves. It was wonderful. I got a feedback. Uh, yeah, I got a feedback. Some people are even suggesting or recommending that we have a day-long symposium on it with panel discussion whether or not we can even find solution on the table for it. But again, another person calls it crazy. As long as the politicians have the man, you're going to have a messy media environment or community. Well, let's see. But Josh, we still not deterred or perturbed. We are going ahead, right? Hmm. Hmm. It's not only school of journalism, school of professional. That's how we call ourselves. Yeah, MBSPJ. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So let's discuss our upcoming strategic communication training course. Um, let me hear you. We partnering with this one. We've gone with the jingle should have been out this morning. Unfortunately, we had some high profile meetings downtown Monrovia and came in late again, cut off with coming on air. But never better late than never. We can do that on tomorrow or right after this one. So tell me, how is it going to be? Oh, mhm, 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 Mhm. Mhm.
Well, what concerns me most is that. So here is our focus.
Mhm.
We're going to ensure that we have these of system understand communication tools. There are specific theories that guide
Mhm.
so if we do not understand those tools, we just be throwing stories down, just shooting here and whatever we do on communication strategy. So first thing we need to understand first. That first thing there is this when you able to develop your own communication strategy. Yeah, you see how practical that will be. You need to develop your communication strategy based on the communication needs of the entity you may work for. So there's going to be a lot of practice work to ensure that you leave with this practical hands-on skills of working out communication proposal, communication strategy. If you see, going forward, if you see the advertisements all from nonprofit and other entities, companies as well,
Mhm.
they are looking for communication experts. And talk shop is now all that constitutes communication. I keep on saying that. Yesterday I said that. Sometimes we get attracted by how when the guy is on the microphone, he puts up argument very fast, but he could just not be a strategic communicator. Yeah. So you will be able to understand the concept and develop your own communication plan. You also we're going to incorporate this training with a digital platform. Yeah. So how do you as communicator use blocking? What skills can you pick up on blocking? You probably could develop one before the training is over.
Mhm.
How can you adequately use social media? Look, social media has got its own psychology. I see people post similar 500 words on a Facebook, post. Now you have to be thinking as to whether the audience going to get attracted to 500 words, reading 500 words. What or how can you communicate more effectively using Facebook, for instance? Yeah, there are some of the social media handles, and they don't take 2 minute texts. As a matter of fact, between text, audio, or say text, picture, and video, which shoots hard, which attracts audience. Usually, it would be a video. How do you do that? You know, and
And
this is
and 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 George, I don't know I'm alone in this one, man. The highest number of paragraph I will read on anybody's post is maybe two.
yeah. I mean,
Other than that, I'm
you are kind enough. Yeah,
yeah,
kind.
yeah.
If somebody is telling me something, or I'm reading a piece of thing, I read the first paragraph and I can just catch it. Probably you've buried the essentials into
Mm-hmm,
your literature. Well,
mm-hmm,
that's you're on your own. You're
mm-hmm.
actually on your own.
Yeah.
But it's possible for somebody to watch a 5 minute video online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the advantage. Video brings. How do you manipulate so that you catch up your audience? Because trust me, if you post something online that supposed to be consumed and probably your viewership is around 10, and then another person has something online and then his viewership or her viewership is around 500, then you can measure out who is making impact, by the way. So how do you what is the strategy in you handling all these things? It's just like to say because you put your phone at a target and you take a shot, so it means it's good, it's professional photographing. No, 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 no. There are ways to do these things, and it's good for you to make up some time for you to prepare yourself. And then one of the things you're going to do is how do you measure out your communication the effect of your communication strategy. You've followed it out, you've implemented the activities gearing to a full package. How do you know that it was effective? How do you modify, if there's a need to do that?
So you have to be able to pick up the skills, and that's one of the essential skills you're going to be picking up at the end of the 6 weeks. So you leave the place with profound understanding of communication theories, which one will be very effective, which one will be audience attractive. You should be able to identify your audience. Who is it that am I conveying to? You know, how is sense communication usually, especially development communication, will go for behavior change. How has this approach changed the thought of the people from what it was to what it should now be? You know, so it's more persuasive, right? How do we know that the change is made? How do you go to your executives, to your bosses, and say, well, you know what? This is the perception that the community, the target community had for our institution of our products. And then considering the intervention we've made, you know, this is where we are right now. So a strategic communicator is also a researcher, you know. So this is far beyond just doing press agentry, you know, writing press releases. You feel a little bit of jingle and everything else. You're appearing on all the talk shows, and then you think it certifies your work. You don't know. This is quite more result based. You know, if your work, if as a communicator, if your work is result based, measurable, yes, of course, you not just you want to appreciate yourself, but even your employer. Yeah. So you are the guy between the constituent probably you work for and the audience, you may say, the target stakeholders and your company. You know, how much information, intentional information, you know, innovative approach you use to bridge the gap, to bridge the gaps will mean that you're actually communicating as somebody who is a professional, as somebody who knows what he or she is doing, as somebody working for results, measurable results. Yeah. So those are the kind of things we're going to be discussing. Now, the question is, if I will have acquired, you know, explicit understanding of communication theories. I know how to work out my strategic communication plan. I also know how to publish, how to share, you know, my content, my message, you know, on social media, on traditional media and new media. I'm able to measure results. I'm able to intervene in crisis communication. If I do all of that, explicit skills, practical enough, who am I? Where do I get job from? Well, you can get job even beyond government. Yeah, you can get job in public service for sure. You know, but you also can get job from nonprofits. You know, there are a lot of NGOs around town, international and national organizations. They're making tremendous impact. But these impacts, these success stories are not told. Only because they do not have strategic communication intervention. Can you imagine? There may be a particular organization into school, you know, ensuring that enrollments at school soar, you know, and then students are relaxed learning. That person will be contributing to quality education. Even though that organization is not in the classroom, but the organization is facilitating the well-being of students who's supposed to be the recipient of materials taught. Now the question is, how do we know, or how does the public know? How do your donors, you know, your stakeholders, your supporters know the impact made on students? How is it changing the record? That is squarely strategic communication. And if you are not into that, you have problem. So there are people, there are practitioners practicing the act right now. I talked to a company, I mean, they were coming up to be my client, so I wouldn't disclose the name, the particular company, but I talked to a company and they told me that their public relations, you know, was really no results.
No results.
They are paying recurring expenditure. They pay these guys very huge money. And they've got to know that their community relations poor. They got to know that their media relations poor. They got to know that their investors are not even feeding the social responsibility efforts they've made to the community. this complete breakdown of strategic communication. This is coming from the fact that we're just recruiting journalists on the microphone. Well, no problem with that, though. And it's good for you to come from a journalistic background, in order to even penetrate easily, because the media is a whole sector, it's a whole community stakeholder to catch up on in strategic communication. But the reality is, if you do not have these pedigrees, if you do not have these skills, then you're going into a space almost empty. And no matter how much energy you put in, the results do not come up, and your employer thinks you're doing little or nothing. So this is the very reason why we are now doing interventions. Do not feel big. Come and pick up. This is just 6 weeks. And these 6 weeks are not going to be morning to evening time. We know we're dealing with professional people who are already,
especially working class.
Working class. So we're going to respect all of that. But it's good for us to have discussions of this. And I'm just glad to be part of this partnership. Let me pause here for my Mr. and Miss interviewers to ask me questions.
Okay, so first let me welcome Magdalene. Magdalene is now in studio. It is safe now that I can take an exit. Yeah, for today's presentation.
Why are you fast tracking your leave, Chris?
I mean, for today.
For today, tomorrow.
Today.
You've already said.
No, I'm not on Fridays. So when we end today, I'll be leaving. I mean, until Monday, and then I'll ask her to excuse me on the anti-drugs awareness hour, and she granted it. So by the time it kicks off in the next 25 minutes.
So your excuses, your leaves are approved by Magdalene, right?
Not necessarily approved.
But that's teamwork anyway. Yeah. That's teamwork.
Okay, so Mark Timber, one of those who came in the project writing summit, has just texted, said, I will be there live. I may be the number one in the class. Mark, thank you so much.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it comes with pains. Don't worry. You're going to get everything, but it comes with some responsibility.
Yeah.
And I will read it out to you. But it is between 4 to 7 p.m. Thursday and Friday. I know Friday is for everyone. So by the time men and women are gathering at beer parlors, we'll be signing off. Usually, it will always start at 7. 4. It ends at 7. And because we put the time up because of the working class, you can knock up from your office, and then you come on. We've drafted letters to various government agencies, private sectors, asking them to have their public relations officers make use of the training. And trust me, it's not good. The layout that I saw and read, man, it is a whole package, a whole package that could just mold someone into another profession. That is, if you come attentively and grasp the lesson. Maggie?
Yes, thanks for holding on. I told you you're going to be here today, but you didn't read my lips well. But anyway, thanks for holding on.
So it's deliberate.
Yeah, because I had an appointment, a meeting, and but you kept saying I will not be on today. I said you'll be on tomorrow. But thanks, Mr. George. I almost call you Honorable George. Yes.
Honorable George. Well, let's reserve that for people on Capitol.
Yeah. So thanks for coming.
I'm a social worker, so you just call me George.
Yeah.
If I started up with journalism, so we just call people by their first names.
I mean, that's why I used to. And sometimes it sounds so. Let me put it in code. It sounds so frisky. I'm just used to that. And even when I was actually writing for Bush Chicken, all of those titles, don't really matter. Yes, there are some. Like for example, if the person is a representative, you say representative, and Mason, and all those,
all the honorable.
Oh, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So just to add up to what you are, on your deliberation, I'm encouraging women, young women, women across the board, make use of the opportunity. Because I remember the last time we had all of these, for example, the presidential debate. Well, we'll start from there. The project proposal summit, and yes, and what else again? Legislative staffers training as well. We found out that the men are dominating. Yeah. But when we said motivational talk series, where we had the speaker from the US, he came. I mean, the women were a lot. So it's not only about action. It's not only about motivating you, but you have to get out your comfort zone. And face challenge. Get out and do something. You can't just be sitting down. Like for example, I will tell you the hair on my head is about $100. Yes, I will tell you. And I
It's got a time.
no. I didn't. It's not a new hair. I didn't do my hair today. I've been having this. Sometimes it's with cap ready. I just put it on every time. If I want to change my hair, I take another one and put it on just like that.
Yeah, even cheap is expensive anyway. So you see the fact that you have $100 hair.
Yes,
you can always repeat that.
Thank you. So I mean, it's durable, and I can go. I can go. I'm not coming from buying new hair, but I just want to tell you how we invest in ourselves, especially for the women. How we invest. We take a lot of the nails we put on. Sometimes it costs $10. And when you really want to get your nails done, you want to do your feet, you want to do your hands, you want to do like the makeup, the face beat, right? It makes you look good. You spend sometimes $20, $25. But when it comes to investing in yourself, investment is important. These little, now I don't want to say little, but these certificates that you have, that it prepares you for the job market. Until you can get a degree you want, or even if you have a degree, you can also add up to it. Get all of these. Some of us we don't have masters, we don't have PhD, but we got some of these certificates that actually prepared us, and we are still looking for knowledge everywhere. So don't sit there, don't sit there and be spending money on things that are not necessary. When you hear anything opening about learning, you have to build your capacity. You have to go there and make use of it. Make use of the time. The time we spend on Facebook, and it takes away a lot from us. We can invest ourselves, come and pay that little money, that small money, all the money in now, or I don't want to learn nothing.
Well, we have not called the money name, but So probably you say you the bill more you announce that one. That one.
No. All right. So we still encourage them. Yeah, less. We still.
But
have
the text me. The text me asking for the
wanted to talk about the grade of lecturers for the strategic communication training. We're trying our best. We're having conversations to have out of country lecturer as well as in country lecturers. Yeah.
Okay.
So the way we do that is we're trying to see how technology can be kind to us. So we have some facilitators across the border. We have some online facilitators right there. It doesn't suggest that we're going to have online training as it will be. You sit at your different, destinations, and then you get subscribe on that. No, we're still going to have in-person, face-to-face training. But some of our lecturers going to be online, and then they support the work as we move on. But there are a lot of strategic communicators in town in here, and some of them may not be into everyday teaching or university lecturing, but they are here, and you can get the best out of them. Now the thing is, we're conducting this training with the expectation that in a considerable period of time, folks should access jobs, access strategic communication job, or if they're already employed, they should be able to be quite more effective on their jobs, So that is the essence of that. And it's just important for you to pick up skills. Look, here is this thing here. It will always be hard for probably in our society like this for everybody to be on job. Yeah. But the truth is, your skills could enable you do a lot of consultancies. I 75%, live on consultancy here. And it depends on your skill set. So you have to begin upgrading yourself. Those of you into public affairs offices, please, this is the time for us to avoid or change the record of public affairs office. Yeah, just dumb it. People just sit there, and I don't want to say this much, but sometimes I feel they're wasted. They got too much energy. They got heads on their shoulders. They have thinking facility, and the only thing is they don't have the skill set that they could even go after. So those of you in public service, I mean public affairs programs, you're into public relations stuff. Let us meet, the schedule up, and then we'll see how we can develop the skills with time. Now, the admission or the recruitment exercise is going to kick off today, tomorrow. We're going to do that in two ways. We are going to be producing the online application, opportunities. Yes, we're going to do that. Also, right here at 2FM, always, Magdalene going to have the hard copy application that you can just pick up, and fill up. But if you do that online as well, she's going to receive it and begin to process your admission. Yeah. So here is another requirement you need to bring. Look, this is working time. This is more than a workshop. It is more than a conventional workshop, but a concept of learning by doing going to take root. So you have to try your best and bring a computer.
Yes.
You have to bring a laptop.
Yes.
We are
Yeah,
sorry.
sure.
You just have to bring a laptop.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we really expect you to be a degree holder, because there are a lot of compositions, writings we're going to do there. Look, it's a class of training that supposed to be like a refresher, but not necessarily a refresher, because we want to ensure that you pick up everything. Yeah. So if you're thinking about this, you have to ensure there is the computer that in your hands. It's going to be on the form to check that up, and then as the team will recruit you, we want to ensure that you have these gadgets. We don't want. It's simply put, we want to spoil our name.
Yeah.
We want to live on here.
Yeah.
By doing something real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that change has to come.
So somebody is asking, good afternoon, can I attend though I'm not a journalist, neither a media communication person?
Yes. So it's about learning, and who knows? The one thing about the communication sector, or journalism, it encompasses everything, every fabric of our national existence, especially in the intelligentsia.
Yeah.
A journalist can be a nurse. A nurse can be a journalist, right? A nurse or a physicist can also be a journalist. That means you are specializing, right? There are too many specialized reporters on the BBC who didn't go to journalism school, but they went through the rudiments of reporting, the ABC, as I've always told my students, as long as accuracy, balance, and credible is the hallmark, is the philosophy, or it is the direction of good journalism. You go, and even in Russia, where or any part of the world, or let me say North Korea, where there are no journalists at all, especially foreign journalists, they will always follow that mark. So it's not that it's only for journalists. It
right.
is you can, even an accountant.
Yeah.
You are strategically communicating. You want to communicate strategically, so you can come on.
As a matter of fact, I would even encourage people who are into nonprofit management to sort of take advantage of that. Because you see, this is it. The gaps, like I said earlier, the gaps we have is how do I effectively communicate the impact my organization makes? How do I do that? This is exactly why it is. So if you are already two groups of people already into nonprofit could take advantage of that. People who are into program management, you are the program officer, the project officer. I mean, you have to know how to narrate your success stories.
Yeah.
You know, and that is exactly what strategic communication is, what development communication is. You've made the impact, you have the strategy to ensure that everything works, you know how to work with the community. At the end of the day, there is a change, there is a theory of change applied, there is change in the lives, or there are changes in the lives of the people. Who knows about that? Who cares? To whom are you saying it? Are you narrating? Apart from the beneficiary, you know. So how do I do that? That's strategic communication. So those of you already into development work, you can obviously can take advantage of that. It's not journalism, so to speak. You know, it's not journalism. It's, in fact, when you go to those of you doing bachelor programs and all of that, you know, they have a whole different course called development communication. But that is also lengthy. What we're talking about is that we did the proposal writing. We didn't do project management. Proposal writing, right? Assessing the needs and writing the act. That's what we did for those 3 days. This time around, we're going to be preparing you as practical communicator. Those of you who are into communication officer and all of that, yeah? So not restricted to journalists. If you are a journalist and you're able to afford the fees, because there should be fees. I mean, this is
So
clear.
yeah.
She was talking about that.
Yeah.
And you are able to afford the fees. I encourage you to be.
Yes. So let me the messages keep coming.
So you break the news now.
So yeah, just $100. That's for 6 weeks. Yeah.
Payable at one shot or
just keeping here a whole day yesterday.
Look at Abel. Abel, you on the radio.
This thing is live here.
what are you doing now?
Man.
No, this is not fun, man. This is very doing.
No, but he doesn't know. I mean, that's
Yeah, he thought I was
But
off.
how is George talking if he doesn't know the mic is open?
Yeah. So Magdalene, let's let that on. Let's be open to it. It's a transparent process. Cost to pay. Seriously.
Yes, $100 for 6 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna allow breakdowns. You're gonna allow installments. Considering the fact that we're just transitioning from Popo to, you know,
no, installments,
right?
Okay.
We can take 2.
Okay.
2 installments.
Yeah, we can take 2. The first and at the maybe before the 6 weeks come to an end.
Right.
Then we take the balance 50.
Yeah. So let me say this much, Chris. There are people who are into public offices, government offices, lawmakers, and all of that. And at the end of the day, their constituents just don't feel convinced that they've done something. Could be that did something, but the impact is either not measurable or not communicated at all. So those of you who got on staff, communication officer, this is my communication officer, please send your communication officer here. Let your communication officer begin to pick up practical skills that impact the work you do. This is nothing for you to look. We have to solve problems hands-on, and we have to do our best to put young people, put skills, relevant skills into young people's hands. Yeah. So can you imagine? We're going to be blending this thing here with technology. Yeah. We're going to be so you do your own blocking and all of that. This is skill to pick up. Skill to pick up. We want a job, but we must have the skills. Employers, especially those of us who be in private sector, employers are attracted to what you have to offer. Yeah, what you have to is no, is no reciprocation. The person did this for me, so I gave him this job. Okay, if it is job that warrants pay, is the person doing the job? Does the person know how to do the job? So serious, we have to begin to develop capacity specifically into communication approach. Communication isn't just talking. They're a lot more than talking. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to open the lines for interaction. The page is set already.
Yeah.
You can just come and pick up your form L, but the beginning of next week, you're going to see an online application form. And you either see my picture or Magdalene's picture. In fact, let's use the latest picture. Since
y'all use my picture, y'all bill.
What will pay? You're supposed to be paying us for what we've done to mold you.
Report number two, because she used to it. Melody
What
is a
number?
public, yeah, she's a public servant.
Yeah, but the number is not private. What's that?
So
Who's going to accept that,
I
sir?
found it right. I'm not protected. Two males and one female. Hey, God, who you come here to come talk for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it up because I feel safe. Anyway, if I got April.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh,
So yes, man, let's make use of the opportunity. Yes, it's another way again to interact with you. Not only sit on the radio, but interact with you. We're going to build another uh, um, we're going to build relationship, even those participants, other participants too. You are going to meet new people, another form of network. Yes, come, let's learn, have fun, and network. They say the people you the people you interact with. No, let me just leave it as it is. When you come, then you maybe we'll have to talk about, because it's important. Your network is a net worth.
Mhm.
Yes, your net. That's why eagle doesn't fly with every other bird. It doesn't go around every cook a turkey, and it's high. It keeps going up high, and at a very high altitude. So I mean, just come, let's network. Those you think that can be a help to you. You might see someone that will even recommend you. Yes, I remember once I at this company, I did an interview with like 5 persons. I came out very successful after 2 interviews, but I met someone who actually recommended me because the person knew me from where we came from, the school, and said, but I mean, even though she passed the interview, but I can recommend because I know. I've interacted with her character and everything. So I mean, come, let's learn. Come, let's network. Come and build relationship, maintain your relationship and connection. Well, that's it. Maybe some of you can get your wife. Who knows? Well, that's
If
it.
you get a
Oh,
job, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. Job as well.
All right.
Yeah,
So let's take this break. Next is the anti-drug awareness hour. This is State of the Nation.
yeah. So, get it just a moment. Oh.
You can keep George here. You ain't been again. George,
What's up, brother?
No, let
no,
me.
thank you for always impacting the
I have
community.
to go back.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
okay
Yeah.
too.
I hope
Meet
your
them.
work will fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay. Very good.
So this one is titled "Say No to Drugs." Anti-drugs PVT. Mm.
They won't put your mouth. The other song is there for your mouth. Well, I mean,
You don't understand Indian?
what?
You don't?
What you mean? I don't understand.
Oh, I thought. Sorry. Anyway, I'm understanding. This says "Said No to Drugs."
I mean, you missed the entire thing.
No, this is it. Anti-drug, anti-narcotics.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thanks
you
for your
can.
support, man. I really appreciate you. All right. See you on Monday.
Tomorrow.
All right. You will set in for me. All right. So, yes, we have a segment coming up, and it's the anti-drug awareness hour. Okay. Yes. So it's good to have you guys on. Welcome. Are you getting me?
Yeah. Thank you. Getting us?
Okay. Very good. So, Ebe, how you doing?
Well, God is good, Magdalene. We are grateful to God for His unmerited favor. Yeah, His unmerited favor that we are having, that He has bestowed on us. Like I normally say, waking up in the morning and still seeing your hairs on your shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
it got to be the grace of God. So I am profusely grateful to God for allowing me to wake up in spite of my unfaithfulness, imperfection. And God allowed me to wake up to be here to come and create awareness for this minutes, this devilish minutes,
Okay.
that is ravaging Liberia and by extension the world. So I'm happy to be here and I'm grateful for the invitation. Despite navigating on
Hungry,
troubled
yeah?
waters, God has been our source of strength. Thank you so very kindly.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. Mr. Gui Papa, how you doing, sir?
Fine. Thank you. I'm okay. Thank you
And
for today again.
okay. It's too loud. All right. Uh, are you okay? I mean,
Yes, I'm okay. I'm grateful to God that we are back again on the show.
okay.
This show will always remain.
All right. Yes. It's a great honor to have you both here. Say I don't know whether he's still in the UK. Maxine is saying your hello. You better come, John. Yeah, Chief. You better come. I see
Ambassador
the
Maxine Pacquiao.
yeah, Chief. I see the legal. So I don't know where you are. Whether you still in the UK or you're in. I don't know whether he's in country.
No, Maxine is not here. I
Okay.
think he stay in the United Kingdom. I hope your internet is not terrible. If it is terrible, please come so we can
Yeah.
sell
I
some
mean,
internet to you. Like Samuel 12 was selling current to, to
Abel. Abel.
You wanna-
Abel. But some week. Tell Abel he shouldn't start off.
so
That the
Pacquiao,
reason why you're kind
yeah,
of faced to rescue us.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
we will sell some internet to you like our man
Yeah,
12 was selling
you
something
know.
to Aaron.
What happened, Sandy?
So what's that for? You want to use a phone one time. You start throwing jump at them. You see, they are rescue courier as well. I mean, you gotta work on the able.
Something happening.
But the rescue courier,
But we are benefiting in Magibi.
but you know how many people out of electricity?
I
No,
think
I
something
think
will
the
be
number
done, but actually,
increasing.
the number is increasing. But actually, I live on the Marshall Road, and we are really enjoying the current. I left it on. As I speak to you, I refuse to even put the
So,
breaker down.
uh,
Yeah, the current
It's
is
constant this time.
the current is stable, is constant. I know there are small skirmishes or challenges in some communities, but the rescue mission will rescue those skirmishes and challenges very soon.
all right. So this is the anti-drug awareness hour. This show, this segment actually was launched last year, June, right?
Then you are sounding too slow, so it better increase the volume a little bit. I'm following
Slow or
the
low?
yeah, you are low.
Low?
You yeah, according to the viewers from our end.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can increase the volume a little bit.
That is coming.
Okay, okay.
All right.
It's
Okay.
okay. Yeah. So
It's okay.
in June of last year,
Yeah,
we came
yeah.
together, yes, and said, yes, we have to do this because of I know the cases of the news that we were getting about the entire drug thing, how young people especially were or are affected by drugs in Liberia, and yeah, the number of the disadvantaged young people continue to increase. And then we came together, group of professional people, headed by the former deputy director general for administration, Mr. Gui Kwokwa. Yes, and we all decided that we will host this show every first and last Thursday of every to create awareness, to buttress the efforts of the government and other partners to build the minds of young people, especially. But if you listen to the audio that I just played, the guys will tell you, no, not only the young people, they get old people here, they get, but there, I know people refer to them as disadvantaged, which of course I have problem with that. You call him one old person, I know this disadvantaged youth, but that's
I
not the
never said
case.
you problem with that. I think that people rebelled from their homes, refused to be under restriction, and then they jump in the street and you
No,
call
I
them.
have problem with somebody who is over 40 or even 35 above you, because they disadvantaged youth. Yeah, I got issue with that.
Let me tell you what the origination of this particular idea that the people who are involved in the drug are disadvantaged.
Okay.
The UN is telling you that when somebody get involved with drug, that person is sick. And
Okay.
if anyone is sick, you can't take them to jail, you take them to hospital.
Okay.
So instead, we should look at them as people who are victimized because of the habit. The habit is very contagious, it can leave you easily. And
Okay.
so some people will die from it. It's very rare somebody will survive it.
Mhm.
So they take that at the level of the United Nations that this is a situation about people who suffering, so they are disadvantaged.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
point you're
That is
making,
so
But
I
the
don't know.
point you're making
The
is you
youth
have
now, the youth.
you
Because
so I got her point. She's right. Then you can't have somebody who's 50 years. Then
50,
you're
me
afraid
calling yourself this
and
being,
then I
yeah.
got a problem with the statement or the phrase there, disadvantaged youth. Most
Okay.
of them in the street are not disadvantaged youth. They are rebellious set of people who refuse to be under restriction. Some people don't want to be on a total jurisdiction
Control, yeah.
of their parents. So they leave the house and they get in the street behind friends. Some of them really are not really taking drugs, yeah, they drink, but because they don't want to be under control. They don't want to listen to their parents, so they jump into the street. But the majority, yes, we agree they are into drugs, which is seriously damaging our country. So I agree with
in
you.
addition to in addition to your idea,
Yeah.
drug addiction is a cross-cutting issue.
Absolutely.
The people who are living in high places, officials of government are taking drugs. People who got properties in this town, duplexes, buildings, homes. Some of them will go on selling it once they started taking the drugs. So some of them are in the street today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So those kind of people will say disadvantage. Somebody who got property, they got everything, they get involved and start to sell everything continuously until they get out of everything. Then they go in the street.
So what make them disadvantaged? Let's look at what make them disadvantaged.
So that is That is to be explained by the origination of that
disadvantage.
but that why it is.
I think they are under the influence of chemical substances. Yeah. So, like I said, some of them out of their own volition. Some of them were lured into it by people, and some of them out of inquisitive. Yeah. Some of them out of the rebellious attitude. Because they don't want to sit home and to do. Imagine you sweeping in the street when you should have been sweeping in a yard. The very job they refuse to do in a yard. That one they do it in the street.
Yeah.
If you sweep, so
yeah.
If you can be picking garbage, and in the street, why don't you go in your yard and pick the garbage and put them together? So you see the contradiction. There is a serious sickness that Mr. Gui said, and it has to be dealt with 5-inch nail. What I see in Liberia that being done is just intellectualism, especially from people that's supposed to take this thing very serious. So as we get into the discussion, we will hammer very well the importance of creating awareness as to what should be done and how our advocacy is yielding fruit or landing on fertile ground.
So true.
All right. So let's begin with Mr. Bui. What's the status of
the topic today we're discussing two counts. We say the importance of anti-drug awareness and education is very significant. It's important for our society and for our country, for the world. And this is one of the formula that I think I keep referring to the United Nations. The United Nations is pushing for people to take it as a step forward. And so our activities here with this anti-drug awareness is in the right direction. And I think, as we were saying, I just was talking with Mr. Platy. This is something that is helping the people. There are people, if you inquire, what I said we started is almost a year now, what is yielding something. But you see, when we put the radio on, you see people listening, people calling. People that are calling, they are saying something that we've been talking. And sometimes if you follow up, you can, especially this Truth FM. The Truth FM go far. So many are being baffled. The people told me that they were listening to me on the radio. Wow. They are way there in the Congo. So, I mean, Truth FM is doing well with the drug awareness. Now, our education is going far from here. So, I think the education and awareness is something that people from every sector, in the school, in the marketplaces, and everywhere where you got organizations, people should embark on something that will help to get our people educated. That is the best way forward.
All right. Okay. So So let me just begin with you. What's the status? I mean, you are a former employee of the DEA. You are trained, personnel, and sometimes you get information, even though you're not working currently with the DEA. But I mean, your antenna is up, and you get information. Yeah. So tell us. Yeah. So tell us, what are you hearing? What's the status? Let's not focus on the saga at the DEA. We'll come to it at the end of the day, because it's starting a lot of.
Can divulge that. We can divulge that.
No, I think we're going to talk about it at the end of the program. Let's not focus on it. Let's talk about. I mean,
because if you look at the A, the B of the critical, I mean, the awareness. I think it already refer to if you read it, you understand why that topic, because we have to know the present status of the drug situation in our country.
Yeah, so let's get to know the status of what are you hearing, what people are telling you, the messages you are getting on your phone.
You know the drug artists, I mean the drug dealers, the drug pushers, the drug barons, those who are involved with this distribution of drugs, they are very smart. They follow every activities of men in the country. Those are fighting, those are not fighting. The situation, whatsoever way they will do to have their business going, they will do it. So your least slight, they get up. So what I can say is, for the past few times when the government started, few months ago, people were afraid, and then people knew that something heavy was going to come, and they were going to take a toll on them. So they are very tactical. They take position and get quiet, as though the drug situation has gone low and is not in the country. I can assure you that the drug will stay here. Drug is very, very, the drug in this country is a serious issue. Drug is still here. They are pushing. I think
If you listen to the radio yesterday, in fact, I came another fellow in Grand Bassa,
Yeah, in Canada. Yeah.
So these things, some places where you don't have information, you can get to know if you go there. And so sometimes people tell me some of the information from far and near. The drug is still here, is still high, because the people who are involved with the sale of drugs, they never go out of their businesses, and they are very serious. They're not joking. They are serious, and so they are making effort every time to make sure that their business go on. And so because of that, they keep the business going. Somebody will tell you, oh, because it's finished, that is the reason why you see the price have gone up. The people are afraid to keep it. But go to the mining, as I told you, go to the mining areas, go in the interior. When they said they began rob, they shift to the interior. When they said they began solve, they come back. So if you go to the places where they got the various ghettos, information that I gather, those various ghettos, those that shifted from other places, no, they are going back.
Why? Why are you going back?
They're going back to perform their business. Look, if you go, one of the hottest places, 11th Street.
They are going back because the boss was suspended?
No, they see the pressure on them less. You understand that? The pressure coming to you is less, so you perform. When you know that nobody coming to you, and then you maybe because the activities of the DEA is not so hard, because they see that people are making quarrel, and so they are pushing out their activities. Any chance you get them, they come out with whatever.
So yeah. So you see, to the chief, Abraham Komak, you call him a big brother. Chief, you see, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Actually, we've not received the outcome of the investigation. In fact, it is still ongoing, but it has actually negatively impacted the combat against the drug.
Absolutely.
The fight against the whole fight.
The whole campaign.
The whole campaign, because we join you guys to the last time I was invited. He said, "Magdalene, join me. We're going to the airport." I mean, he's so robust, and I'm sorry. Let me just say this. I don't know, but I believe that income will be restored at the DEA, and then people will go back to the position. Well, no, I'm sorry, but I'm yeah. Let me just say what I want to say. You're just getting to me one time, right? No, I'm committing the whole thing over to you guys, right? Let me just say it one time. Right. Yeah, because I even know how to put it, but let me put it this way: the whole issue at the DA is actually affecting us on this platform. I will tell you, because we are partners. We are partnering to ensure that we buttress the efforts of the DEA, and then we have this whole hula baloo at that place have led to the suspension of the three main people. I mean, the boss and the two deputies. So it actually is demotivating us here. So, well, if you guys have opportunity to go back, you have to fight against drugs, and not yourself. You're not fighting against yourself. You're not fighting against yourself. It's you against drugs. And you are fighting to deliver the people who are dying of drugs. How do you feel when you see these guys on the road? They are bending down. They don't have any strength. These are people who are supposed to be making families. These are people who are supposed to be in school and contributing to the development of Liberia. See, Abel sit there right here. I don't know his age, but he's a young man. But I mean, at Abel's age, you got some people who are there calling you. They will see you. They'll be calling you Oma. Boss lady. I mean, man, for God's sake. So, well, let us put, Liberians first. That's why I say, let's leave them, selfish. I don't know what happening over there, but we have to put some of our egos on our feet and put Liberia first. Yeah, let's fight against. Yeah, you can come in, chip around, and then we'll go back.
There's a whole cartel in this country.
Okay.
And the cartel is fighting back. Let me let you know. The cartel, the drugs cartel, is fighting back. And we are not surprised, because we anticipated this. Look, The first thing that wrong, we need to change the name of the entire agency. We cannot say Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. It's only Liberia Anti-Drugs Enforcement Agency. Number two, there are business people, like Papa said, there are people that are in high position, whether private or public, that are aiding and abetting. Because how does a consignment of drugs arrive at the airport? Who brings it? If somebody is not associated, how does it pass through our border if somebody is not associated? The cartel is fighting back. What transpired or what happened a few days ago at the Drugs Enforcement Agency, I call it Anti-Drug Enforcement Agency, even though it hasn't been changed, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. The people that were hired by the government of Liberia to fight drugs are themselves fighting only because of what they themselves know. That's why I have frowned on most of those who said that the issue there was insubordination. It's beyond broad insubordination. We cannot limit a segment of what took place a few days ago to just insubordination. No, it's beyond insubordination. We were told by two of the deputies, that's for administration,
allegedly,
and Fadika for operation, that they wrote a formal complaint against the director, and they had just delivered that letter at the Ministry of Justice. When they returned, they said, according to them, there were talks in their own word. There were people deployed, from the private security of Mr. Kumar and then his constituency. And then when they came in, the altercation started. But look, this is why we've come to create awareness. Awareness strengthens. Awareness provides education. When you create awareness, people get education. People knowledge develop. People take strategic measure. Besides the government, the family, in your family devotion, what are the family telling the children? The family devotion. The father, the mother should be questioning the children, should be giving those pieces of advice to the children or asking them, this is what you need to do, or telling them this is what you need to do when you wake up in the morning or when you go to school. But unfortunately, some parents leave the children 5 o'clock and they go to business, they go to work. The children wake up on their own, they're growing up on their own, the society is becoming more lawless. So awareness and education is good. How do we do it? The family, the church, the mosque, different groups, youth groups, different social organizations, so we can hit this thing. Because let me tell you, we don't know the actual number. I don't know whether Papa knows the actual number right now, but it's a growing population. Growing population. We used to see that, we used to see that only on Broad Street, low income. But today they're in my hometown, they're in Foya, they're in Grand Gide, they're in Riverside, they're everywhere in the towns and villages. We need to take this thing and kick it. How do we do it? The awareness, the education, and give more money and get the expert, the competent people in those strategic areas. I am not blowing his horn. He worked there before. He knows some of the issue. He may not be 100% perfect, but if Kathy come from the water and say, you can't deny him because he's there. So this awareness, the government and other stakeholders must see it to be very, very important. And it should not just be left with the government. There are people in the community that know that people selling drugs. Some people, they're renting in different houses. They know that some of those houses, the landlord got drugs. What they are afraid to say. But you see, if you say because your child is not involved, you are missing it. Your child goes to school with other children and take drugs. Your child lives in a community with other children that are involved in drugs. So if you say this is not my business, you are missing them out because it will catch up with you very soon.
It's everybody's business. So
every family is affected in this country, one way or the other. Either your niece, your cousin, your nephew, one way or the other. So we have come to create this awareness to provide education, to strengthen your knowledge, and to develop strategic way as to how we can combat this meaning. But what happened at the DEA? I mean, we are not just after the people coming back, we are after the investigation. There's something beyond it, because the two deputies have accused this brother that this brother, their boss man now, is heavily involved into the cartel, and the cartel is fighting. Once you break the cartel, not the cartel that Eugene Falcon was talking about, we're talking about the drug cartel. Once you break the cartel, we will make some effort. We know you can't eliminate drugs. Even in the Great America, drugs is there. But we can minimize it.
Minimize.
Our children,
Yeah.
even those of us young people are getting mad and crazy. I was driving, coming here, and I came across a young lady in a white t-shirt. Oh man, fine. I'm sure she's between the ages 30 to 32.
Okay.
She's in the street. She's in the street. I mean, imagine what is being done to her at night. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about, rather.
Yes.
Imagine what's being done to her. She's been abused because she's sleeping in the street. That's somebody's child, somebody's daughter.
Okay, Abel.
You understand? So we need to fight this, Magdalene.
Yeah. So yes, let's go to Mr. Pogba. Let me say about this more. When the whole appointment business started, we sat here and read his his resume, told him like tell us what I mean. He's served in that area before, and he got it and served as deputy. So I actually was on the bossman back, the DG back. I was on the DG back. I gave you a hard time if you're listening right now. I gave you a hard time, and every time you say, "Yeah, you come," we drove there times with our numbers. But well, I mean, if how team works, I hope that you get back, and let's see whether they make him go and play some some other role. Let me say my parents are big. You got issue with me, no problem. But Chief, it's good to have you on. Let's now go into our discussion.
We are taking a critical look at this illicit drug abuse. The trend, the pattern of drug abuse in our country. The issue we're discussing, I've been frank about anything I say here, no matter what. The DEA, for example, is an institution that is organized to fight drugs. So if the leader, the president, take you there, he keep it on you to carry on the mandate of the institution. And so they pay you with the taxes that the Liberian people pay, right? And so they give you the authority to fight the drugs in the country. And so in doing so, they expect that you turn every activities, every power, every force that you have towards pushing. Because for the matter of fact, the president is declared this as national emergency. That means the president is serious about this. And so you will forget about anything and focus to make sure that the job that you went there to do, you will have it done. It becomes a mistake if you just go contrary by doing some action against somebody who you think is disrespecting you or is doing so. Even we say maybe Kroma, what they say, he's carrying on some kind of dubious thing according to them, right? But there are ways to handle it, not to carry confusion to him for any reason. We're going to be fair about this.
I'm not seeing it.
All right. Everyone who comes into this thing should be able to be selfless and follow the right thing to do. That is to fight drugs. If you went there and you see the man doing the wrong thing, easily carry your complaint. So I don't buy the idea. Well, people saying maybe this is disrespect, but as like you said, there is something deeper under this. People need to know. So the investigation will have to carry out. So we can say our men and they slip in this kind of thing. So they shouldn't have even have the slightest thought to go fighting each other, because it gave very bad signal to the international world. People who are thinking to support you, if you stay there, you'll be a little bit hesitant to do so.
Absolutely,
especially our original partner, the American people. They will not want to come back to you. They're thinking, because what a mindset! If you were led to act the way you did, can you change that mentality today? I mean, it's something to think about.
Okay.
All right. So it is just difficult, and because of this, because of the fact that, because we say we are taking a critical look at the drug trend in our country right now, because of this, people are taking advantage right now.
Absolutely,
people are pushing drugs. Those that are going somewhere where they are low and think they're giving it, they feel that they
complete distraction.
distraction.
Yeah.
So we will ask that the authority, that is the president, take the quick action to make sure that those systems come back in place right away, so that we can get that gap should not be widening. We should go on to see how we can fight drugs in our country.
And let's get
the
community chairpersons involved. Yeah, the various community. Let's get them involved.
Yeah.
The pastors, the imam.
Yeah.
Sometimes take 5-6 minutes of your service time. Speak simple English.
Yeah.
If you got predominantly Pele people or Basa or Ki or Kisi people, speak the Kisi to them. The danger this thing is causing, especially the new one that has come, zombie. Let's explain in our different dialects. Unfortunately, you don't even hear jingles from the stakeholders. I mean, the biggest stakeholder is government. I thought at this time we would have had, jingles in a different language, and then billboards, because sometimes the thing
and even sponsoring a platform like this.
Billboards speak a lot. And how drugs is treating people. Just create that picture you put on a very big billboard, so those who can read but they can see, it will show them when you this is how you will be. So those who bring in drugs, this is what we're going to do to them because of what they're doing. Look, we need to take this thing here. The government is the biggest, but all of us, like I said, the family devotion. Those who can have devotion, start having devotion. If you're having devotion, start to tell your children the danger about drugs. How do they prevent themselves? And how do they create the awareness among their friends and among themselves? And, in the home, in the family, the pastor preach about it. Your Sunday school time. Sometimes lay aside the prosperity messages and talk about the
these are affecting,
because if the people are not saying, they will not bring the money to the church.
When they're not productive,
you are saying exactly
what I bring the money.
I spoke on this thing. I led service on this thing in some of the churches before.
You're a preacher.
Yeah, now exactly.
A preacher.
In the church, the other program.
I understand.
This service is about awareness of this particular thing. On saying that they bring doctors. Actually, I got some video on that.
It's very important. Bring people. I mean, give them 15 minutes in the church. All of the churches got professional people, nurses, doctors, accounting, journalists, and just name it. People. So every Sunday, every Friday, can the imam say, okay, we'll take 15 minutes to call on this brother to come and explain the danger of drugs, what it has done and what it will do and continues to do. The pastors the same way. Can you use a Sunday school time? You say, okay, we'll use 1 hour for the Sunday school. Since we are on the topic giving, we will suspend giving. We will talk about the danger of drugs and how it has affected the lives.
Because when the people are not productive, I mean, you take drugs in, you become unproductive.
And you don't find the people coming to church.
No, they won't come to church, and the offering, they're contribution.
Under the influence of drugs, you go in the pastor office to take.
Oh my God! Yeah,
you see. So all of
you are even afraid to let him in.
So you see why it is important as religious leaders. I thought the council of churches would just stop being intellectual last days and encourage the different pastors, the different imams, the different bishops and things. I am challenging our father, Bishop Arthur Winger. He's the charismatic Pentecostal bishop right now, as bishop we have right now. I am challenging him to speak to his children. What I mean, his children, those he are older than in the faith, to talk to them to begin to implement this. I am calling on the pastors in Kakata. My father is there as a pastor. We're challenging you, to speak to your congregation. We are challenging the pastors in Habel. We are challenging the pastors in Bon Mines, in Bon County, in Nima, in
creating their way. You guys, you got to help us. You got to help us. It's important.
Your church in your different dialect. Look, the old man will understand. Up to now, some people don't even know the danger of this thing yet. And we play fun with it. It's ravaging. We are losing a whole generation. Nothing serious is being done to curtail. Today we don't have a rehabilitation center.
Yeah, that's why we're even coming to. Yeah.
Now, can we divert some of the money? Can we divert and build something between Nima and Grand Jida?
A national rehabilitation center. A national one.
And gradually, when we rehabilitate 15%, it will not go back. When we rehabilitate 20%, those are progress that will be made. So this awareness that we are creating is very important because it helps to strengthen and to develop ways and means that we can elevate the discussion and then create the means through which solution can be found. And these are some of the solutions: the churches, the schools, the family devotion, and then the mosque,
The community, the chairpersons,
those
the people in the, yeah.
election in almost all of the community. So
Yes.
if you begin to be, most of them just fighting just about power. So relinquish that power something to creating awareness about drugs, because even you as a community chairman, you're not safe. Because when you get more drug dealers or drug addicts, those who under the influence of drugs in your community, you are at risk. We should take this thing very serious.
All right, Bill. So let me come. Let Mr. Papa come in with some innovative approaches or strategies that we can help to fight drugs. I think you listen to Abel.
Yeah, that is true. One of the things I want us to do here, we've come here and then spoke all of the time on the issues and things. We get information, or want to message continue, and we want to go why. So what I want us to do, we'll now be asking people. Same we been going. I mean, talking to people like we say, "Oh, Iman, Pastor Bishop, please talk. Come in and talk." So I think would you now start to identify the people and begin to inform them. Let's invite them on our platform someday.
Good.
Especially those that have the people who say they got some drug awareness or drug education institution, like some of those NGOs and things. We'll be inviting them one at a time so that they can kind of make their own, their own input here. I think that will help us to move forward with this particular awareness thing.
Okay, that's another great move, right? Yeah. I mean, we've been running this, and leaving the platform open to you.
Yes.
So come and let's talk about it. And for me, I like action. It won't be really good to always sit here and just talk about it. Yes, we're making impact, but I like to go out. The last time I went out, I just had to be brave. I was among yes. Don't start. I was among the guys, and I spoke their language. I behaved like them for the few minutes I had to be there. And it's so sad to know that some of them want to leave from there. They are tired. It's just like you are under suppression. That kind of suppression, not even like, but you are under suppression. You have this kind of strong power over you, and you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself, and people can't help you. They are leaving you to die.
So bad.
It's so sad. It's very, very sad to know that they're starting to know that these people are calling for help, but they cannot get it. They need to be rehabilitated.
Families should not give up. Families should not give up on their relatives that are under the influence of drugs. Meaning, if you get 1, 2 children, don't give up on your children. Keep talking, keep praying, keep finding means. Keep finding means. One of the things we see in the society, Papa, some of the families are giving up. They are giving up. They are giving up so soon. And say, let your leader man. Keep talking to him. Keep moving. Keep visiting. Keep inviting him as he's far away from the house. Keep talking. You never know. So families that are giving up. Yeah, we want to cover it. I can understand. Yeah, I can understand. Some people say it's dangerous to invite the man to the house, but you can do. They say no bad bush to charm your child. For example, if your son is under the influence of drugs, yeah, I can understand because you did not give it to him. Probably either through peer pressure, or he went to a party and he was giving a kaya or a pepper soup, and he took it and he became indoctrinated into it. How do you, as a father, motivate him? Were you also abusing? Were you insulting? Were you driving? So the way to do it is to also motivate him. Sometimes when you mean, don't abandon him. Some of the children feel abandoned as well because they're into drugs. There, I witnessed a case in Painesville. This guy come from a very decent home, his mother, and we all went to a party, and the son went there because she was with her friend. Yeah, her friends at the party. She does not want to be identified with this guy. The guy can say, "But mommy, yeah, can you my friend?" I mean, sorry to say, I don't want to see you. Okay. She would have said, "Look, my son can't. This is my son. He's under the influence of drugs. I can no right away. You don't know. Look, God can use any situation at any time. Okay. To heal something. So I want to appeal to the family, to begin to also not to abandon their family. I know the hurt, the pain, the disgrace. My sister's son is under the influence of drugs.
All right. So, Mr. Green, you want to come in? Yeah, just okay.
See, it is good to do so. You know, it's good to encourage the people. We are discussing here frankly. You know, you don't want to endanger people at certain level. Let me just say, I know an instance where a fellow killed his mother because it's a demand. He want money. I will hear on this podium. My own very son almost took my life. Yes, and if you see him, tears will run in your eyes. Yes, so every effort I made to get that man under control to come is not small thing. Dangerously, almost bring me out for the whole family in the house.
Wow.
Yes, because people will bring him in, do everything, try to something, but this man, and he speak. The man went to school, Catholic school. He's very smart, brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you. The man sent me text yesterday.
Wow. And say what? What did he say?
Any responded?
I never responded.
Is it a private message? Is he tired? Is he tired of being out there?
We're not talking about some 5 years thing we're talking. The man chasing me with hand. So what can I do?
Okay.
People believe that I should have done whatsoever. We got lawyers, we got people that came in to really help, but it's not possible.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand. You say you can't abandon. But okay, take for example, this is your room. I take it for you. I pay for everything. Anytime you come to the house, they give you food. You take your food, you eat. When they gain the food, you whistle right in front of the mother, right there. Whistle on the floor and step inside and say, "You wicked woman, you dangerous. Don't give me food."
Is that normal? Yeah.
So I do everything.
Okay.
And so the instances are different. People, they got different people. But just
I agree with you.
So the fellow I'm talking about, that's so dangerous. You can't. There's no way you can handle him. Almost like playing with snake, because everybody come, the whole family, everybody scared of him. I told him, so now he will come. I will bake him. We'll talk. If I say, what wrong with you, stupid old man? Why you keep giving me money?
You see, sometimes, and let me say this, right? Yeah, sometimes when when you're not wearing the shoes, you don't know whether it's spinning. Yeah, sometimes you don't really know.
No,
Yeah,
I agree with that. The context in which I spoke,
Abandonment.
yeah. I mean, there's no way you can deviate your blood or you can divorce your blood. What I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should take it and put it on your body if you want to kill you, but this man is your blood, right? Like he's saying with his son. I told you, my sister's second son is in the street. I practically go there every time I see him. I call him, I gave him clothes, I take out shoe, I give it to him. He sees me in the street, he call me uncle. So if he call me uncle, this is what I'm saying. Should I say move here? I'm not your uncle. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It also hurt him if the man's already in the water. We should be helping him. I know it's painful having your child. No one wants to see his or her child down there. But you have already given birth to this man. The man sees you in a group. He calls your name. Yes, you identify with him.
So
it's painful. I can understand, but
yeah,
you see, at different therapies. Well, you think my sister's son is not my son? I don't want to see him. The guy's an electrician. He's breathing.
Okay. So and some other areas it begin from
the way the parents also brought the child up.
Yeah, sometimes you have to go and buy cigarette, go buy my liquor, go buy my this, and they come, they trying it, they see you you taking it in from them, they go buy my style. Keep the children.
You inside, then you say when you're ready, you close the door. 1 o'clock, the children outside. No, I am the only detector and leader in my house. I am the only captain in my home.
Excuse me, especially the children that are underage. No, because you can't be boasting of being a dictator in your.
Once you under my roof, you abide by the rules and regulations under my roof. The day you want to question me, you leave the house. You
so
see,
that.
Most of
no, ABC dictator now.
On your own.
Oh, please wait.
So detector in my home. Yeah, that means
how can a dictator even be constructed?
No, you gotta construct the dictator. That means
why you have to play with words here?
When we're supposed to be inside 8 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock. When I don't want parent supposed to come and you open door, I cannot be opening door for my son.
Okay, so if
One of the reasons you find the children in the street, it is
Okay, so let's listen to this one.
that was given.
I'll show you.
And to some of the children today, if the result is so bad,
Okay.
people love the children to the point there.
Abel?
They
Discipline.
they instead of the children being disciplined, the children are disciplining them.
All right, so let's listen to this one. You hearing it? Are you hearing him?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, very okay. They get zombie.
There you go. My God.
Yes, sir. So that's it. When we're about to launch this segment
Mhm.
on the anti-drug awareness,
Yes.
we went out to the guys. We were out. We talked with a lot of them. We got the audience.
This is very, very sad.
Yeah, the
This is
topper, the
sad.
topper. You listen to the topper,
Yeah,
right?
that is a respectable name in our society.
Yeah,
It reminds me,
Agnes Sando Topos. I don't
yeah,
know her, but
it
I mean,
reminds me of
listen.
our former president. That is a respectable name. Listen to, and I'm sure all of those that were in the video talking,
Yeah.
they did not reach 40 years.
No, no,
They're
no.
between 20,
Yeah.
22, 23, 30, 34. I mean, this is very sad,
Yeah.
Papa.
So I think we have to take pause, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Before we take the call,
Yes.
look,
Yes,
before
sir.
we take the call,
Mm-hmm.
you listen to the guy. He said when he called
Uh-huh.
his mother because of the because of his life, the
The
mother can call.
abandonment. You talk
That's
about.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why I play it.
How does it affect her if her son calls her?
Uh,
Say, oh, for example, mommy, hello. Say, yes, how are you? How are you today? I mean, I know it's not an easy thing like what
yeah.
God explained here, but
Mm-hmm.
when we also add up to their injury, it becomes a serious problem. Yes, some of them because of the chemical substances they are on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do things that unorthodox. Yeah, they take nerve, they chase you to do other things. But
and he said he can want kill when if
these kind of people belong at the rehabilitation center. But
Yeah.
while they are there
uh-huh.
and they call us or they meet us in the street and they just want to greet us, should we also abandon them?
No, you
How do they
can't.
feel? So that's where I was coming from.
All right, so I get
Yeah.
your point. If you want to add up? Yeah, so 1 minute before we take calls.
One lady, a lawyer, a counselor for that matter,
Mm-hmm.
her children were according to. I think I rode her to Ghana one day.
Hmm.
We went to Ghana on a plane together, and the lady talked to me. I felt so sad about her condition. She had 2 children on the Condon campus. One of them got involved with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the older one. So the younger one was threatening to get involved with that. So she took that one to Ghana. This one died here. Yes, one died here. And because she did everything, this is somebody who got where to be person. I mean, somebody who got money.
Oh my God.
So just imagine in Ghana, the boy went there and got involved.
After
Today,
all the money.
Yeah, today. She have some level of insanity right now.
Only because of those things.
Yes.
Yes.
She did everything, but you couldn't keep them to the campus, no way.
So we have to stop this thing from coming in our country.
Yeah.
So
I can't
just keep it confidential.
You think all of the sicknesses people are coming down with is just sickness, but sickness is because of the attitude of their children. The attitude of their children keep bringing them down. Some of the people are not really sick to say they are sick.
Yeah.
But because imagine some people got only one. Since God brings only one.
A friend, yes, a friend of a friend of ours, I mean a friend of my family, well, collapsed in the US and her whole side because she's working tirelessly, sending money, and then the child is doing something. Every time the people call in, the other person will just take phone. We saw the guy doing that one, we saw him doing that one, and she collapsed and something terrible happened. I mean she's recuperating. But we got Harper on the line. Harper is a health practitioner. It's good to have you on, and he will make his contribution so we can take at least 10 minutes to make interact with the public.
Yeah, so go again to the panelists in studio, Abel and rest. This thing is serious because if it is not happening to me, I should not be jumping the one monkey. Because at the end of the day, it will still affect me within the same community, within the same country. Now, what the past government did, I don't want this government to do it. The past government provided I think 1 million, and those guys should come to the clinic, take the drugs, whether they take it or they go and sell it, no one knows. So it was not even happening. So what I think the government need to do is to find a huge acres of land to build. And within that area, they have several vocational, they have church, they have clinic, have school, and that they will go through all these processes. If the person goes to the clinic, they get well. At the same time, they go to church, the spiritual aspect is being done. Then they go to school. From school, they graduate, and then they go to a vocational school they want to learn. This thing is a complete cycle that the government must set up. It's not something to do where you go provide 1 million. Somebody just come from the street and go to a clinic and get drugs, or whether they take it or they sell it. No, that waste of money.
Okay.
And that's what they did. And now when they get talked about, people, when I was working at a mental hospital, when we dealing with the guys, we keep our door closed when you want to, you're working, because if you're not paying attention, somebody could just come and harm you. Because when they are in a desperate mood, you hear the guy say, "When I take it, I believe first I can be okay." So you gotta be careful. You gotta be watching with one eye open and one eye watching.
Okay.
Just like the children of Gideon, when they want to get the water, they were having the
at the same time drinking.
And at the same time
wisdom, yeah? Okay. All right, thank you, Chief. So yes, the Mauna near for me now. My people are listening. Yeah, who can be making decision? National Rehabilitation Center of Liberia. Yeah. Let's try and do something. You heard Harper talking about getting acres of land to build a rehabilitation center. People want to be transformed, but how can
But
that
I think
happen?
like anything for government, government
Zero
got
seven.
eminent domain. If government want to do that thing tomorrow morning
I
so they can
mean,
start. It's
of
not. It's
course,
nothing for government. It's
of
nothing.
course.
Though we just learned from the news that the Western cluster, pay in the government treasure 200,000. Yeah, can you imagine? So they have given them their, or they have released their asset. Can you imagine? So if government wants to build a national rehabilitation center for our brothers and sisters tomorrow morning, so they can
They
start.
can start.
You
So
don't
it's
Rome will not build
important.
in one day.
Yes.
Something must be done.
Yeah. 0777285961. 0777285961 is the number to call to form part of the conversation. What's your take? What I get to say? Yeah, meditate I can hear. Yeah, okay, let me take the first caller. Hello, 1 minute, please. Yes, Chief. Yes, sir. Oh, Uncle, yes, sir. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, Chief.
1 minute.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Chief. I mean, you made really uh an important point. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. 1 minute, please. Uh-huh. Ah.
Are you seeing the community German?
All right. Thank you. But if the president can take this, he have other government officials going to take. Then a community chairman. I'm not saying community chairman. That you are as important. As the president because
Yeah.
you are the presiding officer of that or the officer in charge of that committee. So you gotta take test too now, Chief. Yeah, we gotta let you go. Hello.
How are you tonight?
Yes, Chief.
Don't keep the government is money calling from Canada.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for the topic, but really, my suggestion to the government is the DEA to be restructured.
Okay.
The DEA should be restructured. All kinds of DEA should go for drug tests and be
Okay.
recruited by.
Okay.
Because in Canada, sometimes the DEA, they just getting the students, the rest of people, they carry them to their home. When they finish it, then they will try after the family or other people to charge them to pay certain amount before they release those people and they can send them over to the justice ministry. They can get them to their own detention area.
Okay. All right.
Let's be restructure.
Okay. Restructure.
Business area.
The business as usual, eh?
La break more is that business era. Now who make you market on it? Who make you market? Yeah, hello. Yes, sir. Yes, Chief. Okay. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you, Chief. Thanks for placing your call. James S. Cooper, how you doing?
Fine, thank you, Magdalene. How's everything?
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
thank you so much for the show. But I got two things to say. One issue is everybody's business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Kidding.
Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's your I mean, what? Not more people. Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, Chief. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many times people now meet?
Okay. Mr. Sakama, let me hold you right there and take another caller. Hello. Yes, it's good to have you on. Oh, Ambrose.
Personally, I got no pity. I saw a fallen victim so many times. So stop. If the love of me, then I keep taking a push, and it's going around to die. Since we can't get any country yet, if you see me now, I never somebody has to rock and stop me or walk because you say, well, what you call it, drugs and push. Getting me? I'm the one who keep having
I getting you, but you sounding too selfish.
oh, the man stop me. People are wrong. They are criminals. They are drug addicts. Let them die. Honestly, I'm not joking.
Do you have children?
My children in America, my children don't do drugs.
Okay, so you sounding too
Look at
that
it, man.
that's
Material don't take drugs. I used to
you
say
you
they were
you
never.
you are sounding too selfish. If you are a father doesn't speak like the way you are speaking, because as a father you are not only a father to your own children, but you should be a father to other children as well. So that's why we have this awareness, and we are calling you to come on board and join us.
Remember the time that came out? The children died for the bush, only for the zombie. The very next day, or 2 days later, 8 passed up, 3 died.
I'm in
They never
studio.
thought they died. But it's still
I'm in
talking.
studio.
All
I'm
right,
in studio.
Ambrose.
I'm in studio.
Okay, Ambrose.
That's my point.
Well, yes. Yeah,
You know what?
I'm really what you read at me. You getting me angry now, sir? Even
The
though
danger.
you got, yeah, yeah. Hello. Yes. It's good to have you on.
Now, but I agree with the attention for detail that the drugs should be for the school, for the churches, for the community, and for the community. If that is known, this is what drugs be confused about.
Okay.
Because this is what drugs, people are getting victimized. Parents are getting victimized of triggers for the children.
Okay. All right. Thank you. But how about you call it again? Manfred working to the radio station at AL. Chief, what you say?
I just appreciate the way you responded to that. The only thing one man can say is my son or my daughter is handsome or beautiful.
Yeah.
But you can say my child is perfect, my child is never they're not on the road. That is not what we're talking about. You should have feeling for other people's children because you are there, you are here. Tomorrow, those people's children are affected will come on you. And what becomes to be? So we should get feeling for other people's children. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's empathy. Yes, they both people call it. All right, so yes, that's how we want to close up for today. Thank you so much. You don't have to give parting comments again.
Why?
Oh, we need it.
They're talking.
Why? You call us to talk.
No, 30 seconds.
You call us to talk.
30
Three
seconds.
things I want to say. The first thing,
Yeah.
the first thing I want to say, yeah, if you try to defend your child today
Yeah.
from bad habits, you will hire a lawyer tomorrow to defend him in court.
Yeah.
I repeat that to all parents, guardians. If you defend your child today from bad habits, you will hire a lawyer tomorrow to defend him in court.
Yeah.
Number two,
Meaning, what do you mean by that? Is
if
that
the
my
man
child
is
can do?
practicing bad things,
Okay.
rebuke him and
Okay.
discipline him.
All
Don't
right.
shield him.
Okay.
Or
That's,
else tomorrow you will pay lawyers
yeah.
to
To
defend him
defend
in
him.
court.
The second one.
The second one, all community members, especially community chairman, let's begin to expose those who are selling transacting drugs in the community.
The third point.
The third point here, we are urging His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai to be stringent on the investigation of the 3 drugs fighters. Director Kroma, Deputy Director Bauko, Deputy Director Fadika. Look, this thing should not be limited to insubordination. It should go beyond
so that when they,
insubordination.
Let us investigation
so we can restructure, because even the government will be threatened if drugs is not fought appropriately. You understand? So let the government, we are urging our noble president that the investigation should be with security experts and people with tactical knowledge. So when they are talking, I don't want to just limit the thing to insubordination, the words that were used. Yes, those words were not pleasant, but words of such are used around enforcement agency compound. You don't expect it to be used. They're not charged all that. Law enforcement agent, they're not must. You don't expect President Law to be said all that. Everywhere you find
investigation ongoing, right?
Officers, they will use all kinds of unpleasant words. Those are their languages. But so we are urging our president to be stringent on the investigation. We want to know the outcome so we can restructure the Liberia Anti-Drugs Enforcement Agency. That's how I want to call it.
All right.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks a lot.
We want to say thank you for this, for this program. One thing I want to say is that the DEA need reform. Or strengthen reformation of the DEA will be the perfect thing to do. That will help to bring all of these things under control.
All right.
Why are you looking? We want to use this time to say our deepest sympathy to Her Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Liberia, Mrs. Ellen Johnson Sellee, for the irreparable loss of her son, Mr. Charles Sellee, former Central Bank Deputy Governor. We are told he died in Ghana, and we are very, very sorry. For me, I worked with her, and I knew him personally. So I want to extend my deepest empathy to our dear mother, our former president. Take solace in the Lord. Let God be the source of your strength. The Lord knows exactly what has transpired. We
Okay.
sympathize with you and the entire family. Thank you so very kindly.
All right. Thanks for coming on. Thanks to all of our panelists. Thanks to all of the callers, our silent listeners. It was actually a wonderful time being here this afternoon today, talking about ways we can be able to curtail this harmful substance that is affecting everyone. Yes. Well, we have to go. Bye bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you. Please do me a favor. You know, my birthday is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I want to take some photos.
Madaneka to photo up of New York.